Let's see. Live. It says we're live.
Yes.
There we go. Yay! Success! Proving that if you persist, everything works. It's amazing. So welcome, everybody. I'm Christiana Carter, and I wanted to share with you and get this information out to you because my mentor, Raymond has put together this incredible power-packed event with top thought leaders in order to serve you, to give you all the nuggets you need to be able to not only survive, but to thrive. So Raymond, take it away, my dear.
Hello, my name is Raymond Aaron. I am a New York Times top 10 bestselling author, a professional speaker for 37 years, a broadcaster, an adventurer, and a publisher. And even more, I'm the publisher of Christiana's book. And I am so excited to tell you something that is unbelievable. But before I tell you the good news, I have to amplify the bad news so you can see how good the good news is. Okay. So here's the bad news. The governor of the largest state of the United States, California, announced a few days ago that he will likely not lift the lockdown until the year 2021. Hello.
What?
Yes. Hold on.
How are people going to survive?
Listen, it gets worse. Wait till you hear this. CNN announced a few days ago that they have an input into the government records, and they can tell somehow, I don't know how they tell, but they can tell what percent of Americans didn't pay their rent. And in this month of April, in this month, basically the beginning of the lockdown, by this month, 31% of Americans couldn't pay their rent.
Wow. That is horrible.
It's horrible. It's horrible. Now, rent is due April 1st. The lockdown started mid-March. So 2 weeks into the lockdown, 31% couldn't pay their rent. We're getting pretty close to May 1st. It's going to be way higher than that. And so let me tell you more bad news. If landlords can't collect the rent, landlords go bankrupt, and residential buildings that are rented, like apartment buildings, are going to drop horribly in value. But also, malls are going to go bankrupt. Why? Because like you and like everybody, I go to stores to buy things, and I buy other things on Amazon. We all do. Fine. But if the lockdown is a few months, then everybody is going to be in the absolute habit of buying everything by Amazon. There'll be no need to go to malls. We'll be out of the habit of going to malls. Malls will go bankrupt. By the way, just to prove my point, Amazon announced 2 weeks ago that they are hiring 150,000 new employees.
Wow.
Like 5 cities. It's insane. These numbers are enormous. Also, I've been asking my CEO, Wendy, whom you know, asking her, send the staff home, let them work from home. No. I want to see them every single day. Well, now she had to send them home. And as a result, we have a staff meeting by Zoom at 9 a.m. every day. Not what your goal is, what you commit to achieving that day. And then at 5 p.m., we have another staff Zoom meeting where they have to declare in front of the entire staff whether they did it or not. She says she has more control over the company now. She knows more about what people are doing now than ever before. And why do we need rent? Why do we need office rent? That means office buildings are going to plummet in value, and office building owners may well go bankrupt. This is a whole new world, gigantic changes. So let me tell you the good news.
Please, good news.
Okay, good. During the plague, in the dark ages, during the plague, it was the worst time. People couldn't leave their home for the entire known world. It was actually just Europe, but it was the entire known world at that time.
Right.
And the result of that, the result of all that fear and lockdown forced an outpouring of creativity to survive. And what was that creativity called? The Renaissance. The Renaissance was created because of the plague. That's what's happening right now. There's going to be a gigantic outpouring during this lockdown and after that is going to change the world order more than what I've just said about real estate and about apartment buildings and about tenants. More than that, you won't recognize the world any longer. And I am starting that behavior. I have for 37 years been flying around the world, renting hotel meeting rooms all around the world from Slovenia to Singapore. Christiana, I have been stepping onto an airplane 1.5 times a week for 37 years.
Wow.
And
That's crazy.
I know it's crazy. I've loved it because I'm a young guy. I'm only 75, but I'm, you know, it may not be necessary any longer. I have to reinvent my business. I have 9 staff, 9 wonderful staff that is perfectly attuned to how to get me onto stages and how to set up those stages. Maybe I don't have to have stages any longer, or certainly not as many. Certainly not as many. And so I've decided this is the time to focus not on me, to focus on the wonderful people around the world who've helped me be very successful. I've created products and services that people love. They use my products and services, they increase their income, and I get paid. And so I do well. Fine. But this is not a time for me to think about myself. This is a time for me to think about the wonderful people who've helped me and others, their friends around the world. And so I called my dear friend Jack Canfield, the star of the movie The Secret, the co-creator of the entire Chicken Soup for the Soul series of books, the amazing author of the book Success Principles. And I said, Jack, we got to do something. You have lived a great life. I've lived a great life because of the wonderful people that buy our products. Now's the time we got to give back to them. And Jack Canfield and his kind of friends that I pay $50,000 up to $250,000 to come onto my stage. I'm their friend, and that's what they charge me.
Wow.
Jack Canfield said, I'll do anything you want. I'll stand around you. I'll stand beside you. I'll stand behind you. I'll do whatever you want. And I was so moved. And for free. I said, are you crazy? You're Jack Canfield. He said, I'll do it for you for free. And so I have created worldprospersummit.com. Worldprospersummit.com. The purpose is to help people dramatically increase their mindset, dramatically increase their positivity, dramatically increase their creativity, and dramatically thereby increase their income and eliminate the fears of the illness and fears of going under financially. Because if you fear that you're going to get the disease, you'll lower your immune system and you'll get it. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It is.
So let me tell you about this amazing event. The first thing, I want to go right to the end and tell you the end result. Tens of thousands of people have registered. This is insane. Tens of thousands. It's the biggest event I've ever had in my life. And it's not the only online event, but my online events have always been second cousins to the real events on stage.
Absolutely.
But now I'm focusing on this as the real event, and people are loving it. Around the world, people are registering and telling their friends, registering and telling their friends, and then their friends are registering and telling their friends. It's gone viral. I've never had tens of thousands of people registering for any event I've ever done in 37 years, ever. And Christiana, I want you to notice this. You have been my client for years. You love me. You love coming to my events, and you have never promoted any of my events. Now, I'm not faulting you for it. I'm just stating a fact. You love coming to my events and you come to them, but you never promote it. And fine, I never asked you to promote it. This time you asked to promote it. And dozens of my clients and colleagues are saying, please let me promote your event. They've never done that before. There's something new. There's something great. I've never had an event go viral. The most I've ever had is about 500 people in a classroom, which is pretty damn good. But I've got tens of thousands of people registered for this. I just did a call for Silas Sunshine. He's like the biggest motivational speaker in Nigeria. Blew the internet. People were signing up like crazy because of that.
Well, we're desperate for positive information. There's so much negativity. CNN is constantly negative news, like how you started this with all those stats. That's what people are living in. People are stuck in their homes, and when they're stuck and they're not moving, the worst case scenarios start playing out in their heads. They start looking really isolated at themselves. They lose their world focus on what they really are capable of. And so that's why I'm promoting this, because I really feel like it's so important to hold that energy of a better conversation, because there's a lot that can come from this. And with the people that you have lined up and how you've done that and how they're showing up and not charging anything, because they see this is the movement where everybody who's been talking like this, because you have a very big spiritual side that a lot of people don't really know. And that's how we actually ended up aligning. And you've created and you're in this energy, and now you're bringing it to so many people, and you see how hungry everybody is for it. And that's why it's going viral.
Yes. Let me give you some examples of creativity. There's a 5-year-old girl who was watching some show on television with her mother, and they were doing the red carpet, and everyone's dressed up in gorgeous gowns. So she goes into the bathroom and wraps herself in toilet paper as a gown. So it's, the only material she had. When she came out, instead of the mother saying, "Why did you waste all that toilet paper?" and why blah, 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 this was about a year or so ago. They said, "Wow, let's take some pictures. Let's all get dressed up." And so they all put on whatever materials they had around the home as pretend gowns. That was at age 5. At age 6, she had her own line of clothing at Neiman Marcus. At age 6. Yes, these are real stories. Yes, real stories. Now, that was well before the lockdown, but let me tell you something that happened during the lockdown. Someone that I know is a fitness instructor, and he owns the world's largest fitness gym in Los Angeles. He pays a couple $100,000 in rent because his space is so gigantic. And he hires 150 fitness instructors. You can imagine what his weekly payroll is. It's vast. And he works at the gym 15 hours a day because he has to control what's going on. So because of the lockdown, instead of collecting $20 a month, which he's still collecting $20 a month from people who don't look at their credit card bill. But people who look at it, they're saying, "Well, I'm not going to pay that anymore. I can't get to the gym." So he's either getting $20 a month or $0 a month. At that rate, with his giant overhead, he's going to go bankrupt. Right. So what did he do? He used his creativity. He used his positivity. He said, "Screw CNN. This is a time that I have to be different. I have to use my creativity and really go for it." And then he said something he didn't believe. He said, "This is going to be the greatest, best time of my life." He didn't really believe it, but he knew he was supposed to say it. And then he came up with the idea. He contacted one of his clients who comes to the gym regularly and says, "I know you like the Stairmaster. I have disinfected it. I put it on a truck. It is on its way to your home right now. What? If you say yes, they'll deliver it. I will charge you $99 a month. You'll have an industrial strength fitness equipment in your home. If you say no, I'm going to deliver it to somebody else." He said, "No, deliver it. So instead of paying $20 a month, which he's been paying for years, or $0 because of the lockdown, he's willingly paying 5 times more, $99. So he called all his clients and they all said yes. They all willingly wanted to pay $99 because nobody wants to drive to the gym. They want to have the gym in their own home. But he never knew that. He thought they wanted to come to the gym because they did, but they didn't. They wanted to have the equipment in their home, but they can't afford $5,000 for an industrial quality piece of fitness equipment, but they can afford $99 a month. And so here's what he said: "I'm now earning 5 times more revenue than I've ever earned before, but I still have my giant overhead, which I don't need. When my lease comes up for renewal, goodbye. He's going to have the world's largest gym that doesn't exist."
That is brilliant. That is brilliant. I met a woman who's who teaches hula hoop. Like, how is that skill going to translate, right? And she had all these events lined up, which was brilliant. And then she lost all of her book of business. So she went out in her front yard and she was just hula hooping. So she decided to Facebook Live herself. She has over 2,000 followers. She charges $10 a month. She makes more money from home teaching hula hoop in her backyard for $10 a month. So when people are saying, we need more people having these conversations, how are people innovating? What are they doing? How can businesses get together, combine their efforts and pivot and really be able to do this, which is why what you're doing this Friday and Saturday is so essential.
Right. So I love your hula hoop example. I'm just going to tell you that the bottom line of the fitness gym example, listen to this. He's no longer going to work 15 hours a day because nobody comes to his gym. He's going to run his entire business from a cell phone lying on a beach because his business is hundreds and pretty soon 1,000 pieces of equipment rented out to other people with 0 overhead, never have to pay payroll again. He's retired earning more money than he's ever earned in his life. And that's what's available. The plague caused the Renaissance. This lockdown is causing creativity, unbelievable creativity. And I called my best friends who were all mega deca millionaire. Multi-millionaire means several millions of net worth, but mega deca millionaire means many tens of millions of dollars of net worth, including Jack Canfield. He said he's going to work for free. And he said, call your other friends who are in the secret. So I called Marie Diamond and I said, can you help? She says, I will work for you for free. What will you teach? I said, well, if people are working for their home, they better feng shui their home so that their business doesn't get hurt by the feng shui ills in their home, that the work they do should allow the abundance to come in. I said, great. And then I called Joe Vitale, who's a genius in money. And then seven superstars of the movie The Secret are going to be at worldprospersummit.com. Those 7 have never been together before The Secret. They were never together at The Secret because Rhonda Byrne filmed us all individually, and they've never been together since. This is an historic event. So then I called Dr. John Gray from The Secret, and I said, all my friends and your friends too are getting together at no charge to help people make money. Do you want to play too? He said, no. What? He said, no, I don't teach people how to make money. I teach people how to make love. I said, yes, of course. I forgot. He's and he said to me, watch this. He said, with this hand motion, he said, when the lockdown is over, there's either going to be a mad rush for the maternity ward or a mad rush for divorce court. One or the other. And he said,
oh, that's so true. Yeah.
Isn't it amazing? He said, I want to teach people how to get along during the lockdown and after. And I didn't stop at 7 superstars from The Secret. I called my friend Mark Victor Hansen. I wrote 2 books with him. And I said, I pay him $50,000 when he comes to one of my events. And he said, I'll do it for free. What do you want? I'll do anything for you. Holy mackerel. Can I just record you and have you say that in the future? Because I've never had this experience. They're happy when I call them and hire them because they get money. Now they don't want the money. They just want to help. It's the most amazing outpouring from people who know how to do it to people who eagerly desire to know how to do it. And he said, but I have a condition. I have to be the first speaker. Why? See, my event is Friday, Saturday, as you said, April 24th, 25, 11 a.m. Eastern till 6 p.m. Eastern, 7 straight hours. But nobody gets more than half an hour. Half an hour, half an hour, half an hour, half an hour. Why do I kick them off after half an hour? Because I got another world famous celebrity coming on, and I kick him off after half an hour. Why? Because I got another world famous celebrity coming on. Half an hour, half an hour, half an hour. I've got all these amazing celebrities coming on every half hour.
It's kind of like a marathon of TED Talks.
Yeah, it's a marathon of TED Talks, all related to wealth and positivity. So wait till you hear this. Your earbuds will pop out because your smile will be so big, because you're gonna be dazzled when you hear Mark Victor Hansen's title. Now, Mark Victor Hansen, if you don't know him, he is the co-creator with Jack Canfield of the entire Chicken Soup for the Soul series of books, and he has a designation that's shocking. He is the #1 nonfiction author of all time.
Wow.
I know, that's big. That's big.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And he's going to be there for free. I know. And he's going to be the first speaker. When you hear his talk, the topic of his talk, you'll love it. How to stay up during downtimes.
Oh, that's like a breath of fresh air, right? It's like, my God. Or yeah, exactly. How do you keep your energy up when other people are down, right? It's who you become, who you hang around. So this is like step 1, right? Really is like getting your energy up so you can lift everyone else up.
And that's why he's the very first speaker to create a high platform of positivity and eagerness. Because you know, Christiana, people say to me, and they probably say it to you too, you're so positive, but there's real things happening that are bad. Well, hello, I want to teach you something. Optimists and pessimists are equally wrong, but optimists live longer. So
yay!
I know.
I'm like the queen optimist.
So pessimists say, oh, you're always so high and mighty, but you miss some real bad news. I say, you know what? Pessimists miss good news. And so if you're going to miss some news, you might as well miss the bad news.
That's awesome.
It is. I love it. And so I have Europe's #1 internet marketer on my show teaching you how to make money from home. I have England's #1 internet marketer because England's not in Europe any longer, teaching you how to work from home. I have America's #1 expert in mail order teaching you how to get a mail order business going. I have a super successful, one of the most successful MLMers, one of the most successful network marketers in the world, teaching you, not teaching how to join his business, teaching you how to get network marketing going, how to thrive during this time because people have lots of time on their hands. People teaching you how to start a business, how to grow a business, how to double your business, how to add virtual components to your business. It's the most amazing. And a policeman, there's a policeman I know from Texas. I'd like to check in on him twice a year just to find out how the bad guys are doing. And he told me the bad guys are making more money now during the lockdown than they've ever made before. I said, this is good news? He says, no, it's terribly bad news. And I said, well, why are they making more money now? And he said, well, in normal times, women know not to walk in an unlit park late at night. And people know, lock their windows, lock their doors, put on a security system. When you go away for an extended period, tell your neighbors you're going to be away to watch your home. We all know that stuff. That's not news. Mm-hmm. But he says, when times are changing, when there's turmoil, when everything is different, holes open up. Mm-hmm. And the bad guys spot the holes first, and they jump through those holes to injure you reputationally, financially, criminally. They know because their livelihood depends on it. And so he and all the other policemen around the world are hurriedly trying to figure out what the bad guys are doing right now so they can patch that hole. And he's going to be one of the speakers to teach you how to protect yourself. Yeah, teach you how to protect yourself in this new world. And Marie Diamond from The Secret is going to tell you how to feng shui your home, at least to get rid of the ills. Even if you don't believe in feng shui, do what she says anyways. Mm-hmm. The cures are just little crystals that you hang in certain places. They're pretty, even if you don't believe it, but actually it's been around for thousands of years in the Eastern world. I have so many speakers that are going to talk about positivity, talk about mindset, talk about increasing your income, increasing your investments. I have the #1 expert in the world on how ordinary people can invest well. And I've got experts on options, on stocks, on foreign exchange, on real estate, on collectibles, investing, running your business, just everything, and starting a business in any kind of field you can imagine. 19 experts. It'll be like tilting your head back and drinking from Niagara Falls.
Wow. Well, you know, what's beautiful about this is you're giving a beautiful range of people. So wherever people are at, whatever you've got coming up, whatever's handling for you, maybe you're working from home, you're stressed out, you need to figure out how to set your space so you can thrive. Maybe you're, needing how to pick yourself up during down times because maybe you're not naturally an optimist or you just need extra support, or so you have something for everybody. And again, it's like you take these nuggets and you start applying them and you get significant. It's what you implement really that makes the massive difference in everything. And so Raymond, I'm going to put the link for the summit in there so they can click and link. But what would your final words of just being able to come and join? Because I want them to not only see your energy, but do you understand you're going to be in this energy, even if you have it playing in the background in your house, like just having that kind of energy going, right? Putting that kind of vibration in your house is going to be able to shift even that alone.
I'm going to say the final thing.
Yes.
A candle is not diminished by lighting another candle. And my world famous friends who are already wealthy are candles, and they're lighting your candle, Christiana, and the candles of all your friends, and by viral, their friends. So let us light your candle. You probably have been to events where it's a free event and they sell the daylights out of you. That's not this. Practically nothing is being sold. Yeah, Jack Canfield will say, I've got a new book out, go buy it. So go to Amazon and buy it if you want. But practically nothing's being sold because I don't have any cost to cover because there's no cost to me. So
That's
I'm a
fantastic.
candle lighting your candle. That's all it is. Tens of thousands of people have registered. It's the biggest event in my life. I am so, so honored to be doing this.
People, I love you. You're my tribe. You're my family. Come, what if you get that one idea that pivots your business? Come and look for your idea in all of the goodness that's being shared. This is something that can lift you up. It's something that's really near and dear to my heart. I hope you take advantage of it. I hope you just put yourself in that energy so you have a new possibility at the end of the weekend. And I would love for you to come and share what you got out of it. How are you going to move forward? So that way I can bring all these wins to Raymond. So that way he can then see that this is amazing. And maybe this will be something that they continue to do. So go be brilliant, go register for World Prosper Summit. Just show up and participate.
Thank you
so much, Raymond.
Wonderful interviewer you are. You're wonderful.
Thank you. All right, guys, have a great day. I'm going to stop the live stream.